All right, everyone. Good morning. Welcome all to the Larchmont Library Tuesday QiGong class. Excuse me. My name is Victor Farr. I am a friend of Stephen's. He and I trained together and actually got certified together about 6 years ago through Lee Holden. We're going to be doing very similar to what Steve does today. I'm going to take you through probably about a 35 to 45 minute flow. So we'll be doing the movements. And then at the end, we're going to do depending upon the time, a 10 to 15 minutes visualization meditation called Awakening the Inner Healer. So what I'd like you to do now, all of you, if you want to turn your cameras on so I can help with alignment and movement, that's perfectly fine. If you're more comfortable not having your camera on, that's perfectly fine too. This is all about you and your study, your practice, and how it best fits you. All right. If you're going to be standing like I am, it's going to be about shoulder and a half width apart. If you need to do this sitting, that's perfectly fine. The arm motions and the shoulders and everything else will be the same. The only thing I do ask is if you're going to be doing it sitting, make sure that you push your tailbone out as you sit down, because you don't want your tailbone to be curled under and have your back rounded if you're doing this sitting. It'll put some pressure on your neck and your shoulders that may make you uncomfortable. So if you would, go ahead and get your position. This is going to be approximately 1.5 shoulder widths on the stance. We want our knees to be ever so slightly bent. And if you're standing, the tailbone is going to drop just a little. And if you'll notice, if you're standing normal and then you drop the tailbone just a little, it also naturally drops the chin and will straighten the spine to get you in the perfect position to begin QiGong this morning. We're going to put our hands over what we call the lower dantian. This is an energy field about 2 to 3 inches below the belly button. Gentlemen, left hand first, right hand on top. Ladies, just the opposite. Right hand, left hand on top for the ladies. All right. We're going to stand here, put our attention on the bottoms of our feet, feeling our connection with the floor, breathing deeply. On every exhale, feel the shoulders, scalp, and any tension in the body to start to slowly relax. We're working to breathe from our center, which is just below the belly button, same place we have our hands. When we breathe from our chest, we slowly but surely draw our shoulders up and tighten up around them. So we just want to relax today. Let the exhale take care of all of the tension. If you put your mind on any tense spot in the body, you will notice that on the exhale, it is easier to relax. Now, if you would, take both hands up, up to the sky, following them with your eyes, chin up. Now we're going to arch the back, stretch, exhale, rounding the back. Like this, back up. Now this is spinal cord breathing. The first 3 movements we'll be doing is called the spinal enlivening set. Back up, breathe in deeply. Stretch, exhale, round the back, point the hips forward, shoulders down, chin down, back up. Arms out, stretch, deep, breathe deeply, arch the back, exhale, round. 3 more. Reach up, feel the rib cage stretching. Exhale down. 2 more like this, breathe up. Arching the back, bringing the rib cage up. Exhaling down, slowly, arching the back, pushing the hips slightly forward. Last time, reach up. Head goes back. Exhale slowly, coming forward, chin down, arching the back, hips go forward. Now we're going to go up and to the right. Same stretch, just twisting to the right just a little bit. Stretching the chest muscles in the back. Exhaling back to the center. Now up and to the right. Twist and stretch slightly. No force, never force. Exhale back down to the center. Breathing up and to the right. Exhale to the center. We're going to pick up the speed just a little. Exhaling to the right, inhaling to the right, exhaling down to the center. Breathe in, up to the left. Exhaling down to the center. Last time, up to the right. Exhaling down, exhale the hands down. Feel the relaxation coming over your body. As we go to the second movement in the spinal enlivening set, knocking on the door of life. If you're sitting, I would like you to just turn. If you can, put one hand behind you and look over your shoulder. Then drop and do the other thing on the opposite side. If you are standing, you start to swing at the hips, turning at the hips, relaxing the rest of the upper body, allowing it to follow. Pick up a little momentum here. Until the hands are slapping across the back of the body and the sides. This area back here is called the Mingmen, which means gate of life or door of life. Hence the name, knocking on the door of life. Try to relax into this twist. Feeling more of a pendulum type of force moving than you actually moving yourself. We're just kind of relaxing into the swing. Remember to breathe deeply and evenly. Let's take the hand up to the chest. Knock lightly over the chest, the front hand. Now on the shoulder, top of the shoulder. I'm sure y'all have done a version of this with Steve. Back down to the chest. Looking over the shoulder when you turn. Back down to the midsection for both hands. Breathing deeply and evenly. And what I mean by evenly, the exhale, the amount of time and force it takes to make an inhale should equal the amount of time and force to make an exhale. So the breath is even. No short inhales and long exhales or vice versa. Just keep swinging. Slow the movement down. Come back to center. From here, we're going to take our hands in front of us, interlocking the fingers, and we're going to do what's called front full body flow. So we're going to breathe our hands up and exhale them in a circle in front of the body and repeat. Starting off with a smaller movement at first, exhaling the hands forward, bending slightly at the waist, keeping the legs straight, breathing them up. Exhaling down, now let's exhale down a little more, moving a little more at the waist. Bend the knees to roll up, always bend the knees to roll up. Breathe in. Exhale forward and down. Breathe in. All the way up. Exhale forward and down. Slightly bend the knees, roll up. Breathe in, I want you to stretch all the way up. Keep it there. Turn the hips slightly to your left. Exhale down, hands to the ankles or as close to them as comfortable. You may prop on your leg. Exhale yourself down. Now from here, we want to take 3 deep breaths. And on the exhale, we want to relax the lower back into this motion. After your 3 breaths, come back up, hands, fingers interlocked, back up to the top, reaching. Turn to your right and exhale down. Same thing, stretching. I said, stretching your right. Feeling the tension in the hamstring, feeling the tension in the lower body. Breathing and exhaling that tension away, 1 breath at a time. Head towards the knee. Come back up. Reach. Back down to the left. Take a couple deep breaths here. And now we're going to go back over to the right, flowing, staying down, flowing over. And this time, we're going to breathe the outer hand up. Following it with our eyes. Exhaling it down. Breathing over back to the left leg. And the same. Inhale the left arm up. Following with the eyes as high as you comfortably can. Never force. Exhaling down. One more time. Flow over to the left, to the right. Breathe the hand up. Exhale down. Over. Breathe the hand up. Exhale down. Come back to center, interlocking the fingers. Reaching all the way up. Turn to your left. And now we will do a full body flow to the side. So reaching far to the left. Exhaling. Inhaling up. And back. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Last time, flow through. Turn to the front. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. Exhale them down. You are a beautiful eagle soaring. Soaring in the sky. Never feeling as relaxed as you do when you exhale your arms down. Feeling all nervous or extra energy just melting down into the earth. Breathing the arms up. Now, I'd like you to spread your fingers out to the side. We're going to do a little neck work. Now take your chin and your ear to the shoulder, to the left, down and around. Breathing in as you put the head back. Exhaling as the ear comes to the shoulder. Keeping the fingers spread. One more time around. All right, come to a slow stop, and then we're going to go the other direction. Exhaling the chin to the chest. Inhaling the head back. Keeping the fingers spread. Relaxing down. One more time. Now let's bring the arms down. And I want you to cup the fingers like this, just like crane. I don't know if anyone's familiar with crane. Cupping the fingers this way, bring them back up. This will be stretching the opposite side. You'll feel it. You'll probably feel it a little bit in your biceps and a little bit more in your shoulder blades than before. So, ear to the shoulder, down. Same thing. Breathing the head back. Exhaling it down. Breathing the head back. Exhaling it down. One more time. Breathing the head back. Exhaling. Let's go the opposite direction. Breathing the head back. Exhaling it. One more. All right, now let the shoulders, just let the arms drop for a second. We have, shake it loose a little bit. We have one more movement, but I know holding that position can be tough for someone who hasn't practiced it. So let's shake it loose. Back to the crane, fingertips together. Pull them back up like they were. Perfect. Now turn them up. In other words, I was doing this, now I'm doing this. And that is the third and final position to stretch all the meridians that we missed the first two times. All the muscles, here we go. So we bring the hands back just a little bit, just to put a little bit of tension across here. And then begin to breathe that tension away, exhale it away. To the left, ear down to the shoulder. Inhale, back and around. If you're having trouble holding your shoulders up, feel free to put them down. If you can hold them up, you will get a little more of this. Other direction. And come back to center. Now for the third movement, In the spinal enlivening set, there's the knocking on the door of life, and then there's the spinal cord breathing. The third one we're going to do today, I know Steve often does, maybe moon over the lake or moving the body like a river. Basically the same motion. Is called dog wags the tail, except instead of moving the body like a river is this way, we're going to stand up or sit up, and we're going to just twist the shoulders a little bit. So the spine moves this way, and this way. So we did knocking on the door of life for that way. We did the spinal cord breathing for this direction. Now we're wagging the tail of the dog to get this motion. Remembering to breathe evenly and deeply. This motion feels a little silly. Just give yourself permission to be silly for a moment. All right, now shaking. Shake it loose. Bounce into your heels. The older we get, the more important this is, and I'll tell you why. Little thing called osteoporosis, arthritis, bone loss. It has been found, actually many years ago, we found out that one of the best things you can do to keep your bone density, other than lifting weights, is jumping rope. So we do our own little version here of bouncing into the heels. Just relax into it, breathe deeply. All right, perfect. Shake it loose. And now we're going to go into our first, those were our warm-up motions. Now we're going to go into our first flow. I'm sure everyone's done a version of this with Steve called Buddha Holds Up the Sky. Feet shoulder width and a half apart. Hands in front of yourself, in front of your lower dantian, also known as your center. Fingertips, palms facing up, fingertips facing each other. Like this. Breathe the hands up. Exhale them down. Breathing the hands up. Exhaling them down. This movement is for the lungs. Keep going, breathing the hands up. A little bit higher each time. Exhaling down. This movement is for the lungs. The lungs are called the commanders of Qi. Qi, of course, being life force, energy, life energy, bioelectricity, prana. It's been called many things. Breathing the hands up. Exhaling them. Breathing the hands up. Exhaling them down. We want the palms to be facing the body as we breathe them up until it gets to the neck, and then we begin to turn the palms outward and the palms up to the sky. Exhaling them down. Perfect. From here, we're going to allow the hands to swing out slightly. Bring them back together, the back of the hands coming together. Inhaling them up the midline of the body. Exhaling them down. Pushing the hips back and the shoulders forward. And repeat this motion. Bend at the knees, hips come forward. Almost like, well, everyone watch this for a moment. When I'm doing this, it's called the fountain. This is for the kidneys. When I'm doing this, I want to have a little bit of a rolling motion in my spine. Do you see that? A rolling motion in my spine. This is going to massage the kidneys, but it also helps loosen and enliven the spine. So with me, if you will. Breathing the hands up, exhaling them out and around. Hips go back. Bringing the hands back together. Breathing in. Exhaling them down. Hips go back. Hips come forward, breathing in. Hands up the midline of the body, back of the hands together, exhaling them down. 3 more times. Exhaling them down. Breathing in. Exhaling them down. Last time. Exhaling them down. Now from here, we are going to do a motion called tree swaying. I want you to turn to your left. Bring the fingers together at the hip point. Inhaling the fingertips up the side of the body. Pausing the breath for a moment to turn to the center. Exhaling the hands down. Good. Really good job. Let's do that again to the other side. Turning. Fingers point together at the point of the hip. Breathe them up the side. To the top of the head. Hold the breath for a moment while we turn to the center. Exhaling them down. Very good. Back to the left. Breathing them up to the top of the head. Pause the breath. Turn to the center. Exhale down. Other side. Fingers point together at the hip point. Breathing them up to the top of the head. Pausing the breath to turn to the center. Exhaling down. Let's do that again. This is for the liver. The liver is responsible for anger, according to traditional Chinese medicine. So someone that would have a temper would do well going heavy on this motion. Don't ask me how I know that. Breathing the hands up to the center, turning to the front, exhaling again. From here we go into embracing the tree. So we were swaying the tree, now we shall embrace the tree. Fingers point toward each other, hands are out. Thumbs up, hands are out in front. Elbows are not flared out, elbows are dropped down, just like this. Relaxing the shoulders. Feeling your connection with the floor or the ground. Breathing deeply and evenly. And allowing yourself to just relax in this position for just a moment. Embracing the tree is a posture that is done pretty much QiGong wide. Very, very popular posture, also connected to the liver. Now from here, we're going to go into what's called cloudy hands for the heart. Cloudy hands. We're going to breathe in. Exhale our left hand out as the right hand drops. Turn to the right. Exhaling. Breathe the left hand up as the right hand drops. Exhaling across the side and turning. Breathing the left hand up, exhaling across, turning, and repeat. So we breathe the outer hand up, and then we exhale across. We're not turning and going across at the same time. We're exhaling across, and then once we get across, then we turn. Breathing the right hand up, feeling the feet on the floor, exhaling across, turning. Once again. Exhaling across. One more time. Breathe the left hand up, exhaling across. And now as we continue to exhale all the way, the hands come to the center. Palms facing up. and slightly laying over, halfway over on top of each other. Breathe in. As you exhale, the hips go back, the torso comes down, pebble in the pond. The hands come up facing you, and then they turn, just like in Buddha holds up the sky. As they get toward the neck, they turn out. Exhale. Breathe back up. And then we repeat. Bending at the knees, pulling the waist, the hips back, exhaling the hands up and out. Pebble in the palm. Breathing them back in. We're going to do this a few times because this is a great exercise. You may feel this in your lower back and in your thighs. This is great for mobility, oxygenating the muscles, relaxing the hips, and one of my favorite QiGong movements for weight loss. Breathing in, exhaling down, out. One more time. Breathing in, exhaling out. Coming back to the center. Now, back to the, now we're going to go to what's called pulling down the heavens. So inhaling the hands out and up, pulling down the heavens as we exhale. Moving the hands up. Exhaling them down. Breathing the hands up. Exhaling. And now, back to Buddha holds up the sky. Breathing out. Palms face up until they get to the neck, and then they start to turn upward and out. Exhaling down. Breathe the hands up. Exhaling them down. 3 more. Breathe them up. Turning as you get to the neck. Exhaling. Once more. And exhaling. From here, we're going to go into the sprinkler. The sprinkler comes up the midline of the body this way this time. Again, the back of the hands are facing each other, but we're coming up. The fingers are coming up first. Just the opposite of what the fountain was. Coming up, all the way up and exhaling out and around. Hips go back slightly, shoulders come down a little bit, back is straight. Again, breathing up, back of the hands go up, just like a sprinkler. Exhaling. Really accentuating the breath on this one. I prefer in the nose, out the mouth, but not everyone can do that comfortably. If you can, that's great. If you can't, do what's most comfortable for you. Just make sure we are breathing in when we bring the hands up and exhaling out and around. So breathing in, exhaling down. Breathing in, exhaling them down and around. Once again. Coming back to center. Now I want you to take your left palm up, arm straight out and down, basically in front of your belly button. Your fingertips will be equal to your belly button where they are. Other palm up, bringing it down to the side, inhaling, coming back, keeping the other arm close to the ear, and following down as you exhale out. Repulse the monkey. This is a Tai Chi movement. Breathing in on the other side, coming down close to the ear as you exhale, down and out the arm. Same thing. Exhaling down the arm. This is actually a defensive movement in Tai Chi and a strike at the same time. Exhaling down. Breathing in, exhaling down the arm. Feel the energy move. Breathe in, keeping the arm close to the body, but not touching. One more time each side. Try to keep looking forward. Last time. Keep the hands over each other. Spread them apart, right hand on top. Spread them apart like you are holding a lamp. Now there are fireflies in this lamp. So we're going to show everyone. We're going to breathe in and we're going to exhale and show everyone the fireflies in the lamp. Once we get to the side, turn, bringing the left hand on top, right hand on bottom. Breathe in and exhale across, showing everyone the fireflies in the lantern. Get to the side, breathe in, switching, exhaling across. This is also a heart movement. That's why it's very familiar to the cloudy hands. Breathing and twisting, exhaling across. Fireflies in the lantern. Breathing and twisting, exhaling across. Once again. You hear me breathing this way because I want to remind you to breathe deeply. If you are doing these motions exactly right and you're not breathing deeply, you're not doing QiGong. This is mostly about oxygenating the muscles and doing these flows in a way that will send that oxygen to certain parts of the body for revitalization and healing. Exhale. Once more, breathe the bottom hand up, showing everyone the beautiful fireflies in the lamp. Bringing the hands back to center. And now, one arm pebble in the pond. So starting with your right arm, breathe in and exhale the pebble around the pond and back. Breathe in, other arm, exhaling the pebble around the pond. Out and around, following the hand with your eyes. Out and around. Back. And now we'll go back to pulling down the sky. One arm, also known as centering. So starting with your right arm, inhaling it up and around, all the way up, coming down the midline of the body. The other arm, up, straight up. Centering calms the mind, helps to bring the body and the mind into the present moment. Inhaling the hand up, exhaling it down the midline of the body. Inhaling the hand up, exhaling it midline down the body. Repeat. Once more. Now we bring both hands over the lower dantian, legs together, bamboo in the wind. Feel relaxation sinking down into your heels. Bring both hands over the lower dantian, a couple of inches below the belly button. Breathing from this space, relaxing the shoulders. Continuing to feel the breath coming in and out of the body effortlessly. I apologize for the siren. Apparently, there's a fire in my neighborhood. So I'm going to mute until the engines get past. Everyone, take 1 minute to continue to follow your breath in and out, relaxing. And then we're going to go into a sitting called Awakening the Inner Healer. Awakening the Inner Healer. Give me 1 moment. All right, everyone, if you would, just come to the front of the computer, get yourself in a seated position that is comfortable to you. Hope everyone enjoyed the flow, the movements. We're going to go into a little meditation now called Awakening the Inner Healer. It's very simple. All right, get yourself into a comfortable position with the back straight, preferably seated. If you must lie down, some people just can't get comfortable sitting. So if you must lie down, that's fine. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to close your eyes, as long as that's comfortable for you, and just focus in on my voice. Letting anything else, thoughts, distractions, just let them subside on their own. If thoughts come up, don't get involved. Just let it keep going. Almost as if you are watching it float away like a balloon that a child has just let go of. Coming to your breath. I'd like you now to visualize yourself in the middle of the woods, coming out of the woods, onto the side of a riverbank where there is a little sand and some pebbles leading down from the edge of the woods to the riverbank. As you walk out of the wood onto the riverbank, You notice how beautiful the sky is. It's partly cloudy. The sun is shining. There's a nice breeze blowing across your skin. This river that you're standing before has a nice flow to it, but it also has a calmness to it in its calling to you. You decide to step 1 foot closer to the river. You feel the bottom, you feel the coolness of the pebbles and sand on the bottom of your feet. Taking another step closer, you start to slowly walk toward the riverbank, and you notice, you can feel the cool sand and pebbles, and the water is starting to splash up around your feet. So now you've got a couple of different sensations going. You can feel the coolness of the water and the cold sand and pebbles beneath your feet. But the rest of your body is bathing in this sunshine and has a light breeze blowing across your skin. You take a step into the water just above your ankles. And what an amazing feeling. Now the entire body is being bathed with this sun and kissed with this breeze. But from the ankles down, you feel this cool water flowing in and around you. So you take 1 step closer, 1 step deeper into the water. Now the water has come up to your knees. And your skin is starting to feel even more warm from the sun, but not uncomfortable because the breeze keeps blowing. The coolness now of the skin from the water is felt all the way from your knees down to your feet, down to the bottoms of your feet. 1 step deeper into the water comes up to the waist. And now you have this true feeling of a yin yang going on, because you have half of your body, the upper half of your body is being kissed by the sun. This beautiful breeze blowing across, so it doesn't get hot, it just feels nice and warm. But from the waist down, you are standing in this cool river water that is flowing and ebbing all around you. You can feel the water moving, you can feel the coolness touching your body. Half of your body is cool, half of your body is warm. You take 1 step deeper into this river, and the water now comes up to your chest. Water is just cool enough to where you feel yourself want to naturally take a little bit of a deeper breath as you step into this chest level water. It's refreshing, awakening, yet also relaxing. You take 3 deep breaths here. You can feel your toes squishing into the sand and the pebbles below. The lower on your body you put your attention, the cooler it feels. Your feet are the coolest, and the water slightly warms up as it comes up to your chest. Your face is being bathed in the sunshine. The breeze is blowing. You hear birds chirping in the background. Very relaxed. We now turn slowly and take 1 step out of the water, bringing the water back down from our chest level to our abdomen. Taking a clean, refreshing breath. Feeling the sun on our back now that we have turned. and the cool water from our abdominal area down, keeping half of our body cool, and the sun keeping the other half of our body nice and warm. The breeze is blowing lightly. We take one step closer to the shore, bringing the water down to our hips. One more step. The water comes down to the knees. At this point, we take a deep breath, as if we're trying to inhale the sun, and just exhale, relaxing the shoulders. One more step toward the shore. The water is now above the ankles. You step out of the water, turn around and sit down, facing the river with the bank to your back. Dripping with water from being in the water, it has this nice coolness about it. The breeze makes it even more cool. But you also have this warmth coming from the sun as you just sit beside this riverbank, relax, listening to the birds sing. Breathing and relaxing. Slowly coming back into the room. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing the steadiness of your breath. I do hope everyone enjoyed today's class. I'd like to thank Steve and Paul for allowing me to share with you today in the Larchmont Library. We do have a couple of minutes if anyone has any questions.